You won't be able to draw?
Okay.
Hey everybody, it's Valerie from Valerie Wallace-9 and I'm here in my basement studio in Orono, Maine, 04473 at 8 o'clock on Friday, June 12th. And tonight we're going to draw a little cottage in a field. Looks very summery, doesn't it?
It does.
The key to this picture is making your cottage little, okay? There's not a lot of details to it, but that will make your picture, I think it will do what is appealing about this is making that cottage stay little, okay? I am going to start with this line right here, okay, which is, you know, the very, very light yellow that's on the top of my field, okay? And I would say top to bottom, it's about the middle. If anything, go a little bit up if you're not sure, because there's more happening down the bottom than really the sky, okay? So I have this very, very light yellow, and they'll tell me if you can see it. So here's about the middle, and I'm just going to go all the way across. Can you see it?
I can. Can I see it on the TV?
Yeah, you can see it.
Let's see, is it horizontal? How about that it is? How about it?
Does this fit in the frame?
Yeah. We can always cut it. The next thing I want to do is, I want to draw on my one down here. This is going to be a little bit different. What I'll do with this is I will take the black line that I'm making across here and I will push it up into the trees and into the house so that I can still have that super light bit there. Okay, so middle is about here. I'm going to go across with that. See if it's horizontal. You know, you might want to hold your picture up and check that out. Not that it matters, but usually a field is pretty flat. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is, maybe I'll do this while I'm at it. Make this kind of heavy, a nice heavy line. And then while we're at it, let's take a gold or some other shade of yellow, a darker shade of yellow. I've got this one right here. It's maybe ochre. I wonder what kind of stupid color they're going to name it. Oh, yellow ochre.
Cute.
How unusual.
You shouldn't
Okay.
have called them stupid.
All right. This is a little piece right here, so I'm just going to go down a little bit more. And I'm going to make that yellow, and then I'm going to color this yellow up and down. Okay? So I would say mine is a little more than an inch wide. How's that?
Looks
You
good.
can come back to this or whatever, but part of what's going on in this picture is having that really, really bright field. Okay?
Fulfilled. Remember? Never mind.
Fulfilled?
Filled. That's what Aunt Michelle's
Oh,
sister called
filled.
it.
Yes. Yes.
Fulfilled.
I don't know whether it's a Texan way or just, I don't know, or a Wyoming. Maybe it's a Wyoming way. Did those other cousins say filled too?
No clue.
I think Aunt Michelle also said it.
Well, yeah, I know Michelle did, but Michelle lived in Wyoming.
She did.
She went to high school in Gillette, Wyoming. It's my sister-in-law. And her sister, Jenny, and her kids, and Mike, they all still live in Gillette, Wyoming, and so does her mom. There. Okay? Alright. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to make our little cottage. And I would pick some kind of brown, or, if you want a red cottage, make a red cottage. If you want a cute little blue cottage, get blue. But you're going to want a dark shade and a light shade. And I am going to use, I'm going to throw something on the ground. Uh-oh.
What?
I put all my colors out and now they're
What one are you
gone. Did
looking
you take
for?
some?
No, what one are you looking for?
Oh, I got this one out.
No means maybe.
Okay, this is the deal with a cottage, okay? Like I said, little. Depending on, if you're going with this proportion, about the size, the little short sides here are just about as big as your yellow piece right here. It's right in the middle. If anything, go to the left, because you have the tree in here. And what you want to do is make a line that squeezes out to the side just a little bit. Like that. Can you see this?
Mhm.
Okay. Okay, little. This is kind of hard for me, but I'm gonna try my best. Oops. Okay. All right. Now, the next thing we're gonna do is the front, the peak of the roof. Okay, so it's super tall. The sides of the building that we can see are way shorter than the height of the roof line. Okay, so maybe what you want to do is find the middle between your two lines and then go up, nice and high. Hopefully that's in the middle, and then you bring that down. If you can have it have a little flare out at the bottom, all the better. It'll have that, oh what, Swiss look to it?
Yeah.
English country cottage look, something like that. Okay? Like that. I definitely know I didn't do it little when I did it as a painting, I'm almost positive. How was yours, Veronica? Did you like it? Do you remember it?
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, this is a fun one. It's easy. It's just a lot of different little shapes of different colors put together. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is, right here, you're just going to make a little straight line that goes out horizontally like that. And on the bottom of it, you're going to tilt back in like this. Okay? And you can color this little piece in, and when you get to the yellow, if you color kind of jig-jaggedy across the top of it, it'll look like the grass is growing up and, you know, cutting it off a little bit. Alright, I have, yeah,
Mhm.
I don't know. It's not as bad to have people switch colors a lot when you're drawing. I'm used to doing this with painting, so I try to do it as few times as possible. Let's pick, I guess I'll just do it like this. No, I won't. Okay, I'm gonna pick a dark color. I have a dark brown here to put my little door and my little window. And remember, if you make it big, like if you make a door that goes to the top of this roof, all of a sudden this cottage is, you know, for kids. Yeah, you know, I mean, it's teeny weeny. Okay, so you have to make your door small to make the rest of it look tiny too. Okay, so I'm gonna put that on there, and I'm gonna put a little window. You can put a little, just a little blob there or whatever. I'm actually gonna put a little of this underneath my eaves there. Maybe even a little right here and a little right here. And then I have this very, very light peachy color, which is what I'm going to use for the front of my house. Okay? And I want to pick up the browns a little bit, make it look a little, what?
Worn.
Worn, yes, exactly.
Okay.
Shabby.
Yeah.
Okay? And also, the thing is that when stuff gets farther away, it loses detail. A lot of times it's lighter. There's not as much of a contrast between the windows and the door and the side of it, stuff like that. So if you can kind of blur it in there. Like, it wouldn't even hurt if I put a little of this on my, this light pink on my little windows. It's just going to make them sit farther away. This is a different shade on the roof. Pick something light, but don't pick light blue, okay? Because that won't work with your, I think I'll use this other shade of gold. And you could tilt it down, but let's just go horizontal. You're gonna go the same distance here as you went down here, and then when you go down, you're gonna connect those two like that, okay? You have a cute little three-dimensional little cottage. Alright, like that. You might want, depending, a little hint of this color on the left side too. Okay? Alright, I'll let you get to that, caught up with that. I'll do it on the, this one down here. This one looks like more like a pagoda. Let's see, I'm making a little door. And on this, I'll just size this in. So when you're drawing in black and white, pencil, charcoal, marker, whatever you're doing, you're trying to imagine your picture that someone took a black and white photograph of it. And, you know, some things you need to see and they need to be contrasted with the things around them, and other things can kind of blend in, but you have to make sure in the end that the stuff that you really care about is something you can see in your picture, right? And in those things, sometimes you don't know what they are, but sometimes you do. I'll put a little chimney on there for now. That's fine. Okay, I can put a little chimney on this one too. Maybe right here, just a little. Okay. We got a cottage? Everybody have one? Okay, while you have your light brown, whatever it is that you're using, I want to sketch in the trunk of this tree, okay? Because it's in the foreground. We need to have the basic shapes of the leaves before we do the sky, because I don't want to have to draw the green on top of it. If we were painting it, we would just start, working from the back, and we'd work forward and we'd paint it right on top. But because you're drawing, you have to think about the things in the front a little bit more. But I don't know, you might even see that I have circled these with a pen. But the thing about this tree is that it's a pretty skinny trunk, and then there's 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 bunches of leaves that are kind of circly. So, you think a tree is one stick with a big round ball on top. But sometimes it is like that. But a lot of times it isn't. Okay, so we want to try this out. And it won't matter, if you do it just like this, but you'll do it in your own way. But you're aiming for this feeling that it's in a kind of a big oval, but within the oval are some big balls. Okay, so this is where, we're going to have the trunk of this tree start about here. Okay, so you need a section here that's going to be the light green. It's going to probably start around here. It doesn't make a big difference. It's all adjustable, but and then first and foremost, I don't know if you can see that if my hand's in the way, there's kind of one piece right here. So draw that. It doesn't have to be super dark, because I'm going to make mine really pretty dark brown later. Okay? And this little, where this branch is a little bit, is a little teensy bit above my house, so I want to at least get up to that high. Okay? There's a little bit of a branch that goes this way. This one has 2. Okay, I'm going to thicken that trunk up a little bit. I have this other one that starts down here low that goes out to the side. So I'm going to put a little bit like that. For the most part, that's what I need for branches. Okay? It looks kind of like a hand that's missing the pinky.
Yeah.
How about that? So I'm going to start it down here. And have one that goes this way, and then one that goes up this way, and then this one's going to fork a little bit. Okay? Now you might want to grab some kind of a green. I'm going to get a pretty light green to start with. Okay? I almost did it down here. I'm going to have a windmill incident. Actually, I did it yesterday on the, when I was trying to do the sky on there. Okay, so this one is kind of a big curly oval, okay? And then there's kind of a big one that's over here. Alright, there's another sort of section here. And then there's a piece that's kind of going off the top, okay? Alright, we'll work with the tree later, but that way we don't need to color the blue where that goes, okay? Let me do that down on this one. I'll start with this one right here. You'll be able to make it bigger if you need to, but just think, ovals. Sometimes this is the hardest stuff that you do. Let me think. What's another way to help do it? Anybody?
I'm
What do you
horrible
guys
at
do?
trees.
Any hints? This?
Compy.
That's what she did.
Compy.
Clumpy? Okay. Get yourself a darker, medium darker green. I'm going to use my olive.
Good choice.
Okay? The first thing I'm going to do is right here, there is basically a green stripe, right? Okay? It is supposed to be what? What's that green thing supposed to be?
Tree.
Tree stem? And so it would have kind of a, you know, a rough edge to it. So, but it doesn't have to. You can make it just a stripe if you want. So, and this is about the roof line. So if I kind of make a wiggly line like this and a wiggly line like this, kind of bring that over. Keep it kind of small, okay? And then when I'm coloring up against this yellow, I want to be, if I color up and down against it, it will have just a slightly rough edge to it, which will look more like grass, right? And then I'll fill in the rest of it. Is Ruby watching? I didn't quite figure it
I
out.
don't think so.
I don't see her.
She didn't say yes, so I guess she was conversing with me, and then I just wanted to make sure I gave a shout out to Alex.
No, she was working out.
Okay. If he was watching. Let's say no. Very proud of him for getting himself a bicycle helmet.
Oh, I didn't know he did.
I'm gonna wear my helmet now too.
I wore my helmet today. Well, I wore Lydia's helmet today.
You don't want to learn that lesson the hard way.
I feel like we did like
Maybe
the
we
hard
didn't wear
way.
helmets when we were kids, but they didn't have them like they do now, so there's no reason not to. Oh! Alright, green line. I might put a different green on that later, because that's kind of yucky. Yeah, I'm tired.
Me too.
Clearly we're not the only ones.
No, probably not.
This is a nice way to cap off your week, though, right?
Yes.
No. Was it this week that we did that painting? Holy moly.
Yeah.
You guys all done with it, like completely, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I started feeling like I needed another tree.
No, you did not.
I was gonna go down there with my pail of black paint and be like, I need more trees in here.
No, it's so good.
Thanks,
Daphne and I painted a mural for Carolina Sports and Spirits, which will be grand opening or reopening very shortly. And you should go see the big mural that we put out there and enjoy some, what does he always say? Food, refreshing
I don't
beverages.
freaking know. They all say the same thing.
Did he say something? He says something. Mark. What's the heavy sighing about?
I just did too much.
Okay. Alright, take the same dark greenish that you have, okay? And what we want to do is that on this side right here, there's kind of a little hill. You don't have to do it like that, but you know, it just makes it a little more interesting, a little more happening if there's some change, okay? So, if this makes sense, you start up by the gold field. If it doesn't make sense, like that's just like too far, you know, just do it down here and you'll fill in the light grass later. But you're gonna make a little slope that kind of comes down like this, just beyond your tree, okay? Do that. Like that. Alright, and then we have this pathway that's in kind of a V shape, an upside down V shape. These are converging lines. Okay? Alright, so we'll say that this is the opening where the, yeah, it's a little, it'll be alright. So make yourself a little space here, okay? And then what you do is you take this I mean, if it's near this one goes right to the corner. So I can probably take that right to the corner like this. And then the other one, because I'm a little bit to this side, is going to just about here. Okay? You can always make it closer together, but it's harder to make it come farther apart. Okay? So like that. And then here, you're going to make this. This is going to be a grassy little bit right there.
Grassy
so-
knoll.
A grassy knoll. Well, this is the grassy knoll. That's the grassy grass. Okay.
What's that from?
Grassy knoll.
Okay.
Oh.
What is it from?
Yeah.
Okay.
The shooter was on the grassy knoll.
No.
Chris, where have you guys been?
Morbid.
That's the only grassy knoll?
Well, I don't
No,
know.
there's lots of grassy knolls. That's the most famous grassy knoll.
Oh. You sound like Dawn.
Don and Christina, though?
Yeah.
You kids
Look at
don't
this.
know the grassy knoll.
I just told you I knew about the grassy knoll. I
That's
didn't.
what
Mom
your
didn't.
Well, I thought there was other. It could be referred to another one, but I thought he was in a hotel.
What? Wait.
No, he's in a parade.
Did you really?
No, I mean the shooter.
Oh.
All right. Same. Put a little
Jeez.
dark green. On here. Let's not fill it in all the way because let's put in some other shades of green. But think about things going up and down, okay? Because it's grass and it might be bushes and things like that, and you want them to go like that, okay? We'll put a little on there, and then over here we'll put a little on there too, okay? A little up and down instead of side to side. If people want to color everything in like this, and that's what you do when it's water, but when you're doing this, you want to do it this way. Well, I mean, I suggest you do it this way, but you can do it any way you want to because it's your picture, and whatever makes you happy is important. You just do it that way. Okay. It does have a little shadow, so on this part, you can do it side to side. Just remember to make it go in the upside down V shape, kind of like that. It's actually going to be a little smaller up here, but don't worry about it too much. Okay? Alright. Good? I'm going to put a little of this while I'm at it. See how dark the trees are if you squint your eyes? So I'm going to put a little on there right now while I've got it. So I think a little bit in curly, what do you call this? It's not brush strokes, it's
Marks.
Strokes.
marks and strokes. Very nice. Good job, girls.
I don't know if tonight's my night.
Oh. You've tried to put a lot of things in. This is
Tonight.
Stephanie's last drawing lesson for a
I
while.
feel like I'm not going out with a bang like I'd hoped.
We can do them from freebies.
Oh, you were trying to fix that painting?
Yeah, I give up on the cabin.
Some days. It's okay. You know, just make an abstract.
It is.
Or paint on your house. Okay, the next thing I want to do is,
She wants me to.
let's just do the light green. So I'm going to take a super light green and I'm going to put, there's a big, kind of a excessively big sort of green tree here. So maybe it's on a hill. But I'm going to make a big kind of lump like this that's going to work its way down.
He was so
What's his name?
He sacrificed his leg.
He was a king.
Just for Auntie Dot.
You have to come show everybody Nathan.
Nate!
He's so beautiful.
Oh, where is it? I don't know where he is.
I'll start again.
Nate!
I think I got, my paper was too big. I couldn't handle it. You know?
To be on the actual dog bed.
Oh,
That
he's
doesn't sound like you,
does things by the book.
So this will be his second cameo.
It's been a long day for
Okay,
me.
here he comes, everybody. Voila!
Lady!
Nathan. He worked so hard today. He pulled his little leg.
Oh, look at his tongue sticking out.
Your
He
feet.
looks like Bambi.
kind of like a stuffed animal.
He is family.
He is a stuffed animal.
like a kitty cat.
All right, in
next to
here we're
Mama.
also going to go green, which I would say this is like shorter grass. So in that case, you can go side to side. But if you want to do something else.
Oh, whoa.
What was that?
Marls,
Some
come
sass.
here.
She's feeling jealous.
I love you, Marls.
Did Marls give it a little nippity nip?
No.
I'm not really sure. There was a
I
little
think
growling.
it was Nathan.
We'll blame Nathan.
Marlo's too
Nathan
nice.
is ruder. Nathan's definitely
Marlo's
ruder.
just weirder.
The rudest. I don't know what the proper term is, but.
Sit down.
If
Oh,
Miles
smile.
Does Marls
Smile
want to be on
like
TV
that.
too?
I'm not
She
picking
was on
her up.
once.
She's too big.
She was?
She doesn't like to be picked up.
She's kind of big.
Well, Calvin doesn't know.
I'll pick her up.
Is
Jeez.
he gonna pick her
You
up?
want me to pick you up, baby?
Miles can be like, what is it like, Tim, remember that show and like the neighbor, you never saw anything more than like his eyes or
Uh-oh.
something?
Tool time. Wilson.
Yes, I hated that. It really bothered me
Wait,
as a kid.
what show?
It was called Home Improvement.
Home Improvement, yeah, they only showed.
And when it was a cartoon or no?
No.
No, it was real
It was with
people.
Tim Allen, right?
Yeah, but there's another show too where they never show.
Or how about
They
the
talk about it, but they never show.
Dragon Tales? They never show the
They
parents.
don't. Those parents were not good parents.
Yeah, no, they were not.
They were not.
Their
really
kids
good.
were
Their
out
kids were
in
going to
Dragonland.
Dragonland.
They never even knew.
They did not know.
Did they forget it down here?
They did
Where
not
are your
know.
kids? It's 12 o'clock. Where are your kids?
Well, maybe it was a kind of time that like it didn't actually exist in like.
That's what I was
Well,
always
I mean,
thinking.
yeah, but still.
I think that's the way it worked, actually. But yeah, still.
But at the time, I thought it was really Dragon
It was
Tales.
really
uncomfortable that no one
inappropriate.
noticed that.
Max and
kids
Emmy.
were in-
Max and
what
Emmy
was
were-
the land called?
Dragonland.
Dragonland.
Duh. That's.
Do you? We had an Ord, or Calvin had an Ord.
You guys had Ord backpacks.
Oh yeah. And then
Or Cassie. There was Cassie.
what's her name? Jennifer Lopez named her twins Max and Emmy.
Oh really?
Oh my god, you're right.
I didn't know that. They're not really great names.
Wow,
No
hopefully
offense
there's,
to all
hopefully
the
there's no
Max
Max or
and
Emmys
Emmys
out there.
Well, I don't know. It's just kind of weird to name your twins Max and Emmy after the show.
The other
I don't think-
friend
is
just
that
got
what it
mad at
is?
that.
I mean, who else is Emmy? I mean, it could
Emmy?
be
I guess.
Emma Lou
I don't know.
or Emmeline or something like that.
And Jean.
Emma Jean.
I do love Emma Jean.
I love Emma Jean, I'm sorry. Okay, in the middle here, I'm going to color the light green, but I'm going to go right over. Oh, here comes my dog. Oh no, we're not. We're going to keep you hidden. That's right.
Mine's not very cute.
We're gonna create mystery by
This is
never
probably the
showing
worst
my
one.
art.
Child today. What has happened?
Veronica.
You can just put your magic spin on it. I'm sure it will release a breath.
I don't know.
Oh, you're talking
But
about
right now it's in the
the disaster we were calling.
It's in the pubescent phase.
it's in, oh, you want to be on TV? Oh,
Wait, ready? I'll tip it down.
No, no, no.
Oh.
She needs to be an enigma. Is that what I mean?
I don't know.
No, he doesn't want to be.
She wants to be.
Oh God! Hi, Marla. Like right in my crotch. Right in the crotch.
Clark, have you been drinking?
Nope. But she did just come straight up.
Marvel, you pervert.
She knew that she agreed
It
with
must
me.
be the lab in her.
Yeah, it's not the
much of it,
pimple.
though, thank God. No, pimples don't do
Wow,
that.
this is so ugly. I'm doing a terrible job.
You are not.
Mm-hmm.
It's alright, it doesn't have to be perfect, it's just the action of doing it. It's just a piece of paper, it's just a little paint, it's just a little time. You can always, you don't have to do anything.
I'm a little rusty. It's been a while since I did one.
Okay,
I just want to watch some TV.
how are we doing? Are we waiting, or do I need to wait for you people?
No.
No.
Is anyone watching that I need to know about?
Well, you just said you people, and guess who is watching? That says that all the time. Grammy.
Oh, Grammy?
You
We must have
people.
that in common. I'm not gonna overcolor mine. I'm gonna keep it a little lighter.
Yours looks really nice. I like the
Thanks.
colors.
It does look really nice.
I wish mine looked like yours.
Well, it's not my first drawing. And I've already drawn this 3 times, so.
Well, it's not my
Had a
first
little
drawing
warm
either,
up.
but it definitely looks like it's my first drawing.
Alright, the next thing. How are we doing, Tim? Are you with me?
Good, yeah.
Okay.
That looks
Tim,
beautiful.
you need this.
What?
Where's the other olive?
He
Well, I
doesn't
don't,
need.
couldn't find one, so I'm going without it. That's all I got.
He doesn't.
I
need
know,
it.
but I have another one.
Well, I was looking for it.
It's been really loud.
Help him, Nat. I'm gonna use mine right there.
Okay.
I don't need it. I already used it. Okay,
It's a nice
let's do the
sword.
sky. Let's get that taken care of. We'll come back and we'll do this at the end. Okay? We'll do the sky. We'll do the fence. No, we'll do the sky. We'll do the tree. We'll do. I don't know. We'll do it.
What are we gonna do?
We'll do it and we'll do it. We'll do it.
How will we
All
do
right.
it?
So you want a little bit of clouds. You don't have to color everything in. I'm going to use this blue. I know I want to use the other blue, but I'm going to use this blue. You know, light and fresh, but you could have like a big cloud up here,
Light
right?
and fresh was what I was going for, but it didn't come
What?
to fruition.
What happened?
I thought I was aiming for light and fresh, but it didn't come to fruition.
Oh, it's probably the paper.
It's definitely not paper.
It's a tough one tonight. I don't know what it is. But boy, oh boy, it is not going
Is
well.
Holly or Tammy watching? Is Christina watching?
No.
Christina, I haven't seen Christina in so long.
She's done her quarantine.
When did they leave? When did we go out there? Was it after Christmas?
They're back.
Well, I know, but when was it that I went out there? And
A long, long time
Party.
ago. Before, like,
Party.
before
before
Thanksgiving.
coronavirus. Oh,
No partying for a while.
before the Rona.
Veronica's latest hit, Before the Rona.
Once upon a time before my corona. I'm gonna put a little more blue in a couple of
I
places.
just really H8 this. H8 means half-assed.
Oh, okay. I didn't know what it meant.
I just made it up, that abbreviation.
Oh,
on the
okay.
spot.
It's a pretty good one.
I didn't want to,
Yeah, this is kid friendly.
yeah. I was trying not to curse.
I just listened to the podcast on swearing this morning. When
Oh, I
did my
listened to
exercises.
that.
Oh, I guess
No,
I
you
didn't.
didn't. We
I guess
did
it
it.
was yesterday. 'cause
I need
we
some new podcasts.
listened to Cardi B today.
Well, why don't you listen to the ones we tell you about?
I have listened to them, but I want something like that I don't have to pay as close of attention.
Well, what's the point of listening to a podcast?
And like sometimes I get tired of listening to the NPR ones like over and over again. I want something
Can't
different.
relate. I really
Well,
just can't
listen to
relate.
stuff you should know.
That's what I mean. Well, those ones are all about coronavirus, and I don't want to.
No,
coronavirus.
they're
Oh,
not.
they're about
all the
swearing.
all
This
the
is what
new
I
ones
listen to.
were.
No.
For a while they were, because I listened to a lot of them.
Go listen to someone else.
Lies. There's 2 about coronavirus.
No,
What
no.
did I just
There's.
listen
I just
to?
listened to it the
I
other day.
listened
It
to
was
something
how
about breast implants today.
Yeah, or
And
how about how do
corsets.
bras work?
And
I'll get back on it.
swearing. And something else.
How does peanut butter work? I mean, what's corona about that?
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Veronica.
last time I listened to one last week, and it was about how to talk to your kids about coronavirus.
Well,
No,
what was
that's
that? That's
life
not
kits.
joshing.
Oh.
That's
Veronica.
like it.
Okay, they're very similar.
They
They're
are
very
They all
similar.
starting to sound the same, but I do really like them. Well,
Right.
maybe there's different types of.
Wait,
different
stuff you should know is
sections.
with the guys that you like so much.
Yeah, Justin
I know
Trump.
sometimes they get off subject though, and I really
I
want to
like
So
get
that.
what? We're off subject right now.
Yeah, we can't.
I like well, I want to know, and they just go on and on about other stuff, and I'm like, come on,
Veronica, don't
get with the
criticize
program,
them.
guys.
Wow.
What is it? Tell me what it is.
Why don't you write them
Typical
some
Virgo.
hate mail?
All right, I'm gonna take this.
I listened to the one about
oh,
what was it? And I can't remember.
Alright.
All right, it's done. It's worse.
I don't
You
think
guys are
so.
done? Can't be done.
Okay, it seems fine.
All the best
I
stuff.
don't know
comes
about your
at the
tree
end.
though.
You know.
I don't know.
Okay, so with this black and white, I'm gonna put a little on there, and then I'm gonna erase it.
I wish I drew it.
You still have
No.
You could
I'll make a little pink.
Why don't you put the highlights on your other one?
I
You
did.
You didn't like them?
No, I don't know. I mean, I think I went a little bit too much in the water. But that's okay.
Thought you had to do something that something else too. Oh, the one with the lilacs.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, not lilacs, lupins. Last week's.
But I don't feel confident right now.
I guess you don't.
No, I'm really not feeling very confident in my skills
Alright,
at the moment.
I'm going to take more of this off. Okay. Alright. If you can't draw your own, help me draw mine.
Okay.
need to be mixed. I'm gonna do the rest of the tree. So I'm gonna just take another shade of light green that I have. This is the one I started with, and now I'm gonna use this one right here. Okay, one of the things with the greens, they can get a little too green, and a little bit of brown will help bring that down, or using something real dark in there as well. Okay?
Okay.
We might have to put a little dark in here. Or you do what we did in the mural, and you make the trees,
Black.
well, so they don't show the leaves, and then you don't have to do a mural.
That is what we did.
That is what we did.
The small
Here's
brown.
that.
That's brown, that's white.
And I'm going to put a little green on the grassy knoll. Not the grassy knoll, but a grassy knoll. And what else? And another shade. Here's one. This is kind of bright. Why not, right? You don't see each little section of grass all separate. That's not where you're gonna see all the little details. So don't try to be like, oh, I can't possibly draw that. It's all this stuff. I don't, don't. Just have some fun using a few different shades of green. Overlap them a little bit. If you overlap them, then you don't have to think about what shape you put the green down in, okay? Because sometimes that's a little hard. I have this really dark color. I'm going to put this is really dark. And if you squint your eyes at this picture, this is almost black in here and over here, okay? So we do want to have that dark because that's what's going to make the bright part look so bright, because it's going to be in contrast. So you're going to bring that in there, and it's going to go in a little ways. It's creating a shadow. Take a little bit of that in here. Okay. If you like this, or maybe you didn't like this one and you want to do a different one, there are over 70 classes to choose from, all sorts of stuff, and you can find those on YouTube. Anytime you want to watch them, day or night, maybe first thing in the morning when you have your coffee, you want to draw a picture, a little doodle, start your day off. Maybe you want to do it at 4 in the morning, because it's the time that nothing else happens. I don't know, but whenever, you can do it. Dark here, maybe a little more here. Okay. And, alright, I want to take a dark brown and hit my tree trunk a little bit more. So, you're probably not seeing the little tiny branches, but at least have two sizes. So if you do the branches here, and you keep them pretty small, then you just have to make the trunk bigger than those, okay? Bring that down. A lot of times trunks are actually more gray than they are brown, so if you don't have brown, use gray. Maybe I'll have a little bit that goes up here like this. Maybe a little in there. Okay. We're ready? Oh, whoops, let's see now here. Where we go? Okay. I'm gonna make this a little darker. Gonna sing us a song, Lauren?
Of the piano man.
The Piano Man? Is
That's
that
what I was humming.
Is that gonna be your karaoke go-to?
No, I don't.
It's
think
picture,
so.
right?
Picture is my duet song.
With Ruby?
Who wants to
Or
carry?
anybody that wants to do it with
Whoever
you,
wants to do it.
anybody who wants to sing.
La, di, da, di, da.
know that Andy watches sometimes?
Andrew.
Mm-hmm.
McCormick.
Yep.
He does. That's sweet.
Isn't it? Every now and then I see his little picture of himself with his Tiger King t-shirt on.
Oh my goodness. My uncle Peter posted something about how he like hadn't seen Tiger King yet or whatever, and then all these people were commenting on it like, I haven't seen it either, and I was like, why are you like limiting yourself? Just to let yourself enjoy it. Let yourself.
Why didn't Peter watch it? Peter.
Because they just think that like they're too good to enjoy some trashy Netflix shows.
Netflix shows.
They don't want to.
We're not too good for it.
We are definitely not too good for a trashy Netflix show.
You can't judge until you've seen it. Then you can judge and be like, that
And
was
then you
awful.
won't judge.
Well, maybe you will. I mean, there is reason for it.
That's fair. I mean, it's a documentary. Let's be
It
real.
is. It's art.
It's education.
It is educational, and also
It's journalism.
I need all my family to watch it for undisclosed reasons, so that they can make sense of
Understand the
things
humor.
that may happen in the future.
Exactly. At least by December.
Oh, Peter would love it.
I know.
Okay. Those. All right. So we're just gonna pull this fence together on here.
Mm.
Okay. There you go.
The fence looks complicated.
It's not complicated at all, super easy. The sun is on the other side of the fence, so it's really pretty dark. Okay? It's really not hard, but if you feel like it's going to be hard, just use a little bit lighter brown, and then it will have a little less contrast, and it won't stand out as much if you think you're going to flub it up. Okay?
Okay.
I'm gonna go for it though. I'm gonna take my big brown. Oh, sepia. Yep.
Dark brown?
Yeah. Okay. So the thing, I guess, is sorting out what size. Okay. If I make my fence post like this,
That looks silly.
you know, that's not holding anybody in. You step right over that. I guess the thing to go by is probably your tree, because you have an idea of like how tall a tree is that has a trunk that size, right?
Mm-hmm.
This one goes right up to the yellow, which I think might be a little far for me. But these two posts right here are pretty tall, and they're pretty. All that's going to happen is the bigger you make these posts, the farther away your little house is going to look. Because we're going to imagine a person walking through here or a horse going through here, and they're going to be a certain size, and then you're going to say, oh, that house is long this way. Okay? Alright, so you have that. In the middle, there's one skinny little stick that's holding, that they've nailed the other pieces to. And then there's, oh, I see what it does, it overlaps. This other one, you probably don't need to have that on there, but you want to have, if you do the top, and then you do the bottom, then you can decide if you want two or just one in the middle. Okay? If you don't have a lot of room, maybe just put one more in the middle. Just like that. Just like that. Alrighty, I'll put this skinny piece here. And this is like made out of logs and stuff. It's not a fancy fence. Okay? And then on this side, there's not much because the hill is in the way. Okay? So you just put not too far apart, because this is the kind of fence that needs to hold the animals in. So we don't want it too far. And you just have it only go to the edge of the hill. And you might want, you can make that a little darker right there, because all of this stuff is in the shade a little bit. And you're going to have a little piece that goes across. And maybe one down a little bit lower. Okay? And then over here, we're just going to stripe it relatively close together. Again, they don't have to be perfectly straight up and down. They don't have to be exactly the same size, because this is, what kind of fence is this, Tim? This is split red lens.
Sure.
So they're pretty close together. There we go. Like that. And then a little piece across.
Looks very cute.
Yeah. Alright, and let me do the one down on the bottom. What else do I need to say? So I will have class, as far as I know, next Tuesday at 10 and Thursday at 10 in the morning. A lot of times a little bit simple ones for kids maybe have to do something. And another one next Friday at 8. I haven't picked out the subjects yet, but I will, probably by Sunday. And if you'd like to leave me a donation, there's a little link below that you can hit and bring me just a little token. Let me know you're out there watching. It makes me very happy. Alright, and I don't know, I think that's kind of it. Is that it?
It looks great.
And so I really appreciate you watching, and it would be great if you wanted to share your picture, or maybe you want to just share the video with one of your friends, or maybe somebody that you know that likes to draw. Okay? Alright. Thank you very much, and have a nice weekend, and I will see you next week. I'll give you a little close-up so that you can do some fine-tuning. How about that? Hey, Liana. Hi, Lynn. Hey, Sue. Hey, Matthias is watching. My mother. Eric Green. No way. I wonder if, I forget her name, his wife. What was her name? She's a writer. And Jennifer. All right. Okay. Thank you. See ya.